This week on the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast, we're joined by Andi Romanski and Kristen McDonald to talk about the upcoming Artemis Unchained IV tournament at FDR on September 7th.
I think we're up to like 46 players right now. There's still room for more. So if you or someone you know knows a lady that is new to disc golf or has been playing disc golf for a while and you want to invite them to play, we would love to have more ladies.
The event is one of the few women's events in our area, and FDR is such a perfect course for it.
Jaimen ran a tournament this weekend at Christ the King.
I think everybody had fun. I'm really happy to have the red tees done.
Jasan played pretty well there.
Went really well.
And Randy had a good showing at the DisCap Flex 4 at Stonykill.
I generally have high expectations at Stonykill since I play it so much.
Oh yeah, Corey was at both of those tournaments.
Played Saturday and Sunday, yep. I played...
We also managed to get in a round of disc or no disc, and if you haven't already, get registered for Artemis Unchained IV, the Stonykill Scramble, and the Ace Race at Colonial Acres. Welcome to the Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast. This week, we have a guy who ran a tournament, Jaimen Hume, a couple guys who played pretty well in tournaments, Jason Lasasso and Randy Bemis, and a couple of guys who showed up to tournaments, Alex and Corey, if they show up. We'll talk about all that a little later because we have two guests tonight. On September 7th, the Artemis Unchained IV tournament will be held at FDR State Park, and we have two of disc golf's sparkliest TDs here to talk about it. Tournament director Andi Romanski, who's been here a couple times and has run this tournament on 3 previous occasions, and Sparkle coordinator Kristen McDonald, who hasn't been on before, though I think Corey's expecting to hear an English accent. Thanks to both of you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us, Pat.
Thanks for having it.
Oh, absolutely. Because you've not been on before, Kristen, we have to ask how you first discovered disc golf. But first, what exactly is a Sparkle coordinator?
So last year, Andi asked me to help her and Bara just with some festivities for Artemis, and mainly that was going to be the glitter station. I'm very well known for my Sparkle war paint that I wear when I play. I tend to get a little bit too competitive, so I think the sparkles kind of help me soften that a little bit sometimes. I brought the glitter to the party last year. So yeah, I am the Sparkle coordinator.
So it's not for discs, it's for people, the sparkles.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
No, absolutely. It's for people. It's for faces, eyelids, anywhere you want glitter.
Heck yeah.
And it truly enriches the tournament experience. I think that the glitter bar was very popular last year, so we're bringing it back again this year.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, I had gotten little containers, like little 1 or 2 ounce containers for everybody to like take it home in, so they could mix it up and then close it up with them and take it, so it wasn't just like a one-time use thing. I know Jess, she ended up taking some home for the girls, and they loved it. So definitely got the use out of it, and I still have a big box of stuff, so it'll make a return for the tournament this year too.
Cool. So how did you first discover disc golf?
We were part of the 2020 group. Zach is a teacher, my husband. You might know him. Some people might. I don't know. He plays disc golf sometimes. He is a teacher, so he was off for like 2 weeks when they didn't really know what was going on with COVID. And the first thing that all of the teachers did was go play disc golf. So he kind of took it up with one of his friends, and it sucked me in a few months later. And I was not thrilled to be on the course at first. I honestly can't remember. I think it was Beacon that he took me to first, and I was like, yeah, all right, this is something. I don't know. And then it took a couple more times, and I am like into it. We have a million discs, we have several bags, we have carts, you
have ownership of the Beacon Blaze.
Yeah, I took over ownership of Beacon Blaze, so that that in itself is woof. That is such a baby that I didn't know I'd be running at some point, but I'm so glad I do. It's such a wild ride. And then I've met all these wonderful people. I think I've met basically everybody that's on the podcast, and I've met Andi, and I've met so many wonderful women while I've been playing, and it's taken us so many places. So it's just been a wild ride, and people that I already knew that played, that I didn't know played until we started playing, and like those relationships got stronger through that. So shout out Booze Buds. It's just awesome. Disc golf is great.
You said that it took you a few times. Do you remember, was there a moment or a shot or anything in particular that you think hooked you, or was it the entire experience?
I think when I had my first okay drive, when it finally started clicking a little bit, I think I played my first round. We were just having this discussion in one of the club groups, what was your first round? And God, I was 30 something over. It was gross. It was not good. So it was tough for me. It seemed to be way easier for the guys that we were playing with. I had no other women playing with us at the time. And then it just started to get a little bit easier, and I started getting the hang of it and getting the motions, and then I could putt, and then I had an upshot. And now I find these really wonderful, beautiful discs. I went to school for graphic design, so anything that's got really beautiful art or is really eye-catching, that's something that I look for in a disc, other than just the flight and how it feels, the plastic. So, that being said, it goes without saying, I am in love with ThoughtSpace and all of the stuff that comes out of that company. Aaron and his team, they're just geniuses, and the artwork is absolutely beautiful. Plastic is wonderful, and they're just pumping out all kinds of great stuff. So, that brought me in, and then I was dyeing discs, and then I was making little resin minis, and it just kind of spiraled. Everything we do, our personality, it's disc golf at this point.
You mentioned colorful disc. Do you remember your first disc?
My first disc was Jade from Latitude. I loved my Jade, and I cried whenever I lost one, which tended to happen at FDR. Jades and then diamonds. Loved a diamond. I was so sad when my arm got a little bit too quick for the diamond, and I was just turning it over left and right, and it just wasn't pretty. And then now I'm on to a Thrasher, actually. Thrasher has been my go-to driver for a little over a year at this point. I just lost my go-to one about a month ago, and I haven't found one that's fit perfectly into that slot yet. So I've switched to a Mantra, and that's kind of doing what I needed to do off the tee box at this point. So I think I might be switching over to Mantra for my go-to driver. We'll see how it goes. I rotate a lot.
The first place you played was Beacon. What would you consider your local course?
My local course is definitely Gardner over at Gong's Majestic Park. They actually had doubles tonight. They have been having huge crowds come out for doubles, actually. It's just great to see that course grow. And, we have Tony out there. He's doing so much coursework. Constantly, him and Kelly are out there just absolutely mowing and clearing things that need to be done and building beautiful bridges. If you haven't made it out there at any time recently, from what it was even 2.5, 3 years ago, it's a completely different course. It's still a tough course. It's not something that you can go in there and be like, I'm definitely going to be shooting this score, and I'm definitely going to play really well. You still have to definitely put effort out while you're there, but it's beautiful. And if you go on the weekend, you see the skydivers and everything. It's just really a beautiful place to go and play. So anybody, if you haven't been out and you haven't been down to Gardner anytime soon or anytime recently, please come on down and play. There's always somebody around willing to go out into the course and show people around if need be. We do have a white tee layout that Andi Lewis had set up in there as well on UDisc. So if you're looking at a shorter course than normal, they do have some white tees. So, if you're looking for a slightly easier round.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while. The last 2 times I was there, my dog tore her ACL, and I threw up on hole 3 going to do some coursework. I just had the COVID vaccine, and it made me sick. So I've got literally a bad taste in my mouth from Gardner. But I'm going to get out there eventually. I just haven't.
I definitely invite anybody on the pod tonight. Definitely if you guys want to come down, there's a bunch of really great places around there. You to grab a beer and grab some food after too. So
absolutely.
It's a little bit off the throughway. It's a little bit out of the way, but it's definitely worth coming down. And if you make a day of it, you can always go back across the river, hit up Beacon, hit up Wilcox on your way back up.
Yeah.
So they are having a tournament. It's the day after Artemis. So that Sunday, the Shangam Showdown. I can never say that word, and I've listened.
Yeah.
The Shangam Showdown. We've got some people signed up. I know that they were considering maybe closing up because they didn't have a lot of people sign up at first, but doing it open. Highly recommend if you're not doing anything, if you're not already playing New York State Champs that weekend and you feel like coming down, absolutely. The weather, I'm sure, is going to hopefully be great fall, so it's going to be a good day.
What's the day on that, you say?
September 8th.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good one. It's unfortunately we don't generally have a lot of women sign up for a Gunks tournament. We'll have maybe like 1 to 2 women per female division. We don't have a lot of people in this area. We have a lot of people up north. We have a lot of people across the river. We have a lot of people south. So I always push to try to get more people, and I'll hopefully be there. I'll be doing some photography. So that's a little added funsy, we'll get some photography out there too.
You're not going to play?
It'll be the day after Artemis. So I'm like, I was 50-50 if I wanted to play or not. Cause sometimes that's like extra mental load too.
So you said you started around 2000. How many unique courses have you played?
Oh, geez. It has to be over at least, I'm going to say Zach is the stat guy. He'd be able to tell me. Yeah, 51 courses played.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
51?
Yeah.
I would have thought you played more.
I know, right? For all the traveling we do. We've played anything that is anywhere near us in New York. A few in New Jersey. We played in Tennessee when we went to Nashville in 2021. We brought a couple discs on the plane with us. We went down for a hockey tournament, brought some discs, took an Uber out to the course, came back. That was fun. We went to Maine last year and played Maine States. That was another one just because I am, like I said, obsessed with TSA. Went up there to play and met all those guys, which was just really awesome. Obviously, lots in Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire. We haven't been to Pennsylvania, which is very surprising. It's so close. Yeah, majority in New York, though. New York and Connecticut, we spend a lot of time playing.
There's that course right in Port Jervis.
We haven't even into that one yet. We have to go down there. I've heard very good things about it.
I think you have to, if you don't go to, a regular event, you have to, call ahead or something, though. So I don't know if it's just a pop-in course.
All right. I'll have to hit up Stacy.
I think you can just pop in, as far as I know.
Can? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and shout out to Stacy Blastow and Shayna. They just had a women's tournament there about a month ago, mostly newer players. It was unsanctioned, and all of the money went to a local TNR group, Jill's Ferals in New Jersey. And for as new as everyone was, they managed to raise $500 for that group. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, Andi, how many unique courses have you played?
I did just look this up while Kristen was talking. I've played 109.
Oh, wow.
A lot of them in the first year. Did a lot of traveling, including 3 courses in Holland.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you played that new course in the city?
I have. I played it. I went for the official opening that Paul and Missy were at, and then I went back and played it afterwards. It's tough because I went very early in the morning, and I want to say at 9:30 in the morning, there were still people lounging in the grass on the court. So it's hard to find a clear time to play where you don't have to constantly ask people to get out of the way. But it's a fun course. It's got a lot of variation for as short as it is. We'll go
Andi first. With a level open field, nothing, no trees or anything. You got 200 feet to the basket. What's your disc and shot?
What's the wind?
Still no wind.
200 feet to the basket. Probably a Bard to the right of the basket. Let it fade in.
All right. What kind of disc is that? Do you know any of the numbers?
Bard is an table mid-range West Side disc.
Okay. Kristen, same question.
That is going to be a Thought Space Pathfinder.
All right.
Good choice. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the Artemis one from last year.
That one's so nice.
Kristen, you remember your first tournament?
Ooh, my firunk tournament was actually a doubles tournament, and it was Zach's first tournament too. We played it's the February tournament for Gunk. And Hauser's gonna kill me for not knowing the name of it, but it's the February
Gunk's Funk or the Fire and Ice Fling. Fire and Ice Fling, I think it is.
Fire and Ice Fling. Yep, that was exactly it. Fire and Ice Fling, and we actually played Meg Bell and Adam Gonzalez, and friends with them ever. It snowed 2 feet of snow the night before, and it was miserable. And we all just kind of stayed in our car during lunch, tried to heat back up. We had ribbons on our discs. That was the first time we ever had to ribbon up our disc. It was wild. It was freezing, and it was crazy, and it was so much fun.
Kudos to you for ever playing another tournament.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, it's a good course, and it's got a lot of elevation change. So it was pretty sketchy for me for my first time, but it was fun. They're a good group.
Do you remember the first event or tournament that you ran?
Oh, that was the Blaze. What's this year? 24. So that was 21, I guess. Yeah. And then that was the year we did. It was good. It was unsanctioned for most of its life. We actually just sanctioned it for the first time ever last year, and we have sanctioned it. We only sanctioned one round to kind of dip everyone's toes into it before plunging in head first. And mainly we did that just because we need insurance now for the grounds. Yeah. So it's pretty easy. The PDGA makes that very simple and very affordable goal for the tournament. But yeah, that was the Blaze 21, and it was a pretty wild time. Trying to get a stamp together, trying to get a shirt together, trying to not lose my mind. But I mean, those shirts, I mean, I still see people wear those shirts. We did this gnarly, like, old school kind of metal band concert t-shirt look on the back, and it's got Jasan in his mask, because for those of you that don't know, for Beacon Glades, it's on the old settlement camp, and it's got these cabins on it that are kind of, some of them are falling apart, rotting, others are in a little bit better shape, but it's got this really Friday the 13th vibe a lot of the time. Very, very cool, especially for Blades in October. It's a Halloween tournament. So it's Jasan, and he's holding a hatchet, but a hatchet in his hand, and there's a tombstone in front of it, and it says Beacon Lives, and it's got the disc coming up with a hand coming up the ground. So, like, super spooky, and I ended up getting somebody on Fiverr, I think it's called, to design it for us. I mean, it was awesome. And then the following year, it was the 10th year anniversary, and I was like, well, heck yeah, I'm in for that. I'm down for a party. And it was wild. It was such a good time. And then I've just kind of been doing it ever since. This year, I'm super excited. It's on November 2nd. So it's actually on the Day of the Dead. We're going to do a little Dia de los Muertos feel to it this year. And without getting like overly emotional about it, it's going to be heavily dedicated to Siake, one of our members that we lost earlier.
Nice.
But yeah, it'll be a good time. That stamp is almost done. We're going to have really cool, these nice like moth pins, which will make a lot more sense. I'll make sure to post a picture so that isn't so vague, but they're still in like the design process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be good. We're going to probably do some Thought Space discs again this year for the players packs. We're going to have Dilicious discs there. As usual, Ivan's fantastic. We'll potentially do payouts, more than likely payouts with 978. They're also fantastic. Disc Golf 978. The Blaze is always a really good party, so it'll be sanctioned and we'll party after.
Thank you. 978, they're everywhere now, aren't they?
Oh, they're great. Yeah. So I am on their team this year. I'm on Team 9. So, Scott and Melissa, they're absolutely fantastic. That whole group, we have a team chat, and every once in a while, somebody will be like, oh, we got this going on, or oh, I went and did this, and oh, hey, look out for this tournament. It's awesome. We actually went to the Warwick tournament, the Pro Championship tournament that was the other weekend. And, we saw a few of my teammates there as well. And we even had Dilicious teammates there. I'm one of the co-captains on Dilicious as well. And, it's just fun to go and be at those tournaments and support the people and the people that you're teammates with. And I think we knew like 97% of the people that were at the tournament there. It was crazy. Like to be there that year and know almost everybody from like a couple years ago where we knew like one person, two people. It's just really fun.
Absolutely. You said you're on Team 9. Is there also a Team 7 and a Team 8, or are they all just Team 9?
Yeah, no, there is. So that they broke it up. They have, I forget how many we are total, but they broke us up, I think, a little bit by region, because I know I have like Tucker Kozlowski upstate. He's also
never heard of him.
Mike Zinchelli, he's on Team 9.
Him either. Nope.
Yeah.
So Corey's having some computer issues, so I have a question for you. You're flying out to Nashville, but TSA says you can only bring 3 discs to play. Now, you've played there, so we'll assume whatever courses that you've played there. How many courses did you play in Nashville? Do you remember?
We just played the one. I can tell you which. Seven Oaks we played.
All right. So what 3 discs plus a putting putter would you use to play that course if you had to only use those 4?
It's just those. So I'm probably going to bring one of my Jawbreaker Thrashers. I know that's going to be a shocker to a lot of people. I will bring an Aura Mantra. I will bring probably my Aura Pathfinder and my soft new putter.
All right. The Jawbreaker, I think I had a zone at one point. What do you like about the plastic?
It feels really nice in my hand. The Jawbreaker on the drivers, it's not like that soft plastic. It just feels really good. Like it's not too gummy, but it kind of sticks in your hand nice. And the rim on that disc is just perfect for my size of my hand. Mm-hmm. So it feels really good. I mean, I had a Tour Series Thrasher was the one that I had just recently lost. And I think these feel the closest to that one that I had already in than any of the ones that I've bought off a rack.
Would you equate it to like a Vibram plastic?
Nah, it's definitely not like as soft as that, and it's very you could see through it. It's
Okay.
a weird plastic. Yeah, they're very cool. They're very cool, and I mean, depending on the color you get, you might not even be able to see it in the grass. I have a blue-green one that's very, very difficult to.
All right. So what's your go-to course beverage?
Ooh, honestly, probably water. I'm not really a big drinker. If anything, it's wine, and I'm definitely not drinking wine on the course. I might drink like an RTD, one of those like ready-to-drink cocktails in a can.
Okay.
There's a great place near Beacon called Liquid Fables that is like chef's kiss. It's so good. They have a core and cask series, and it's the I want to say Apple of Love, but it's a mulled cider with rye whiskey.
So you just finished your round and you're just hanging out. What's the wine that you're drinking?
It's a Moscato d'Asti. It's a white wine, but it's like slightly effervescent, so it's not super bubbly.
All right.
I work in the wine and spirits industry. If anybody didn't know, that's why some of the things are a little too. And why I love Liquid Fables. We actually just picked them up as one of our brands we sell, the company that I work for, and it's fantastic. I'm so happy about it.
No, yeah, I didn't understand half of the wine.
Well, Moscato is a sweeter type of white wine, but I don't like it if it's just like a flat Moscato. So if it has like very little bubbles. If they're too big bubbles, I don't like them. I'm very particular bubble.
All right. So I was going to try to transition smoothly into Artemis Unchained.
Yeah.
So, Andi, this is your 4th year you've been running this event. What gave you the initial idea? I know I asked you about that a few years ago, but let's refresh everybody's memory.
Do I still remember?
Oh,
I know the very first year that I played disc golf, I wanted to play every tournament possible. And then I discovered that women's tournaments are like a big party most of the time. The first women's tournament I played at FDR, actually, only 4 women came. That was the whole tournament. And it was a women and juniors tournament. I think there were maybe 7 people all day. And so that it didn't really feel like what I was expecting for a tournament. And then the next year when I played the women's global event, that was the first time I played a really big women's tournament, and the vibe of that, and like I met so many women that I had only seen their name on the PDGA website. Many of them I'm still really close friends with, and I wanted to do that. Also, I used to be an Irish step dancer when I was younger, so my sister and I would like jump into the van with the family and we would travel around and compete every weekend, and it had really like tapped into that excitement from my youth. So it was kind of like wanting to just build this really great experience. Plus, you know, it was an opportunity to get more women in our area on our course, and that was really exciting.
nice. It says that round 1 will consist of mixed cards in order to help with speed of play. What was the idea behind that?
It's partly because of speed of play. Also, the first tournament that I played that wasn't the little one at FDR was Act 13, I think, at Wickham Park. And the first round, they put us in mixed cards, like cards of 5. So I had people from all different skill levels helping with the rules. And it was just really fun to get to know people that were in different levels of play that like I hadn't really gotten to be around before. And I got advice from people that I've never played with before. So it was just like, it was a really enriching experience for me to do that. So I wanted to be able to bring that to Artemis, but also with the exception of this year so far, every year we have had at least one woman who has never played before. I'm working on that for this year, but it helps to have people to answer questions for you, people that know the course if you're new to the course, if you haven't played it before, and then, you know, like helps. You know, if you put all of the FA4 ladies on a card together in the first round and all of the pros together on a card the first round, the pros are going to finish faster than the FA4 ladies, and then you have a long lull at lunch. So the idea is to kind of space out the ability level, so hopefully people finish at the same time, and they also get a little bit more of a fun experience in playing with people they wouldn't otherwise.
I assume you've done that in previous tournaments?
We've done it every year for Artemis.
So far it's worked out fine then, I assume.
Yeah, it's been great. Plus it gives you a chance to mix certain groups that like we've had a mother-daughter team before, you know, like get to put them on a card together. And I don't mean like a mother my age and her young child. I mean a woman my age and her older mother who came out and played one of her first tournaments with us. And it was phenomenal to get them to be on a card together and, that kind of thing.
I say that's how I played with Juge when I was FA3. My
Mhm.
first year put me with Juge Ford, and I mean she was wonderful, absolutely fantastic, and she plays pro, so it was it was just fun being able
Was that
to.
at Artemis?
Yeah, that was my first year at Artemis. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, now you know her, and
Oh, it's awesome. And then I see her all the time whenever we go to Maple Hill for anything. It's great.
yeah, I love being able to foster those like new relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So can you explain the purple and the blue division?
So the purple has always been a chance to let people that don't really play disc golf very much, or, like as I mentioned, we've had people that have come out that have never even picked up a disc before, and we've just given them discs. It's like a low pressure way to get them to get out and experience a tournament without having to commit to a full day. And the blue round we're introducing this year because I have been repeatedly asked if there could be a 1-round afternoon event, and also gives a chance to keep the purple division just very, very new player, beginner friendly, people that don't play very often. And for those that, do play here and there and have more experience, but only want to play 1 round, then they get to play in the blue division.
Does that mean purple does 1 round in the morning and then blue 1 in the afternoon?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's pretty clever. You've done the purple division before or no?
Yes. The first year of Artemis, I think we had 7 ladies play in purple division.
Cool.
But yeah, it's been every year.
Okay. I just didn't know that the PDGA had a way to set it up like that.
Well, the rating space divisions, the colors, those have always been there.
Mhm.
They're often used in mixed tournaments or, like doubles tournaments. I've seen that as a different way to divide people because it's strictly based on ratings. So I'd actually reached out to Mike Sullivan, who is on the PDGA. He's not on the board, but he's part of their competition rules division. I can't remember exactly what the title is, but he has been instrumental in answering all of my questions in how can I do this, including how can I do a 1 round only in the afternoon this year. But yeah, it was kind of a way to take the tools that were already there and make them something unique for this event. I've seen it get used in other women's tournaments too.
And this event is part of the Queen of the Northeast Women's Series events?
It is the penultimate event. The last event, the finale, will be at Crooked Birch. Yeah, it's been an event that started, I think their first tournament was in either April or May, and there's been events every month that are women's events in different states. There's one this weekend in Vermont, and the WGE, I believe, was the largest WGE this year at Maple Hill. Had, I believe, over 100 players. So yeah, it's been a really cool event to be a part of because a lot of those ladies are looking to play in multiple events. So they're coming down from Maine or Vermont or Massachusetts. And, we go up to see them. Like I went up with a couple of friends to do the, WG at Maple Hill. And it was this big party of like ladies that have played these different events together. And, it's like our own little private tour. It's the only tournament I've managed to play this year.
At all?
Yeah, it's been hard to pull them off this year.
All right.
I think we're up to like 46 players right now. There's still room for more. So if you or someone knows a lady that is new to disc golf or has been playing disc golf for a while and you want to invite them to play, we would love to have more ladies. We've got some really, really fun stuff in our players pack this year, including a fleece blanket with a unicorn on it.
It's so
Which
sick.
I've never gotten a blanket in a player's pack before, and it was, I believe, Kristen's idea to find something really unique and bring it to the table as an unexpected player's pack item. We've got an embroidered patch, we've got Discraft discs, and we've got a number of Z-Lite discs available for ladies that maybe don't have a stronger arm. And then if you want to support the event without playing because you're not a lady, we would love donations. We always have a really big field of dreams. And that, I think, some of the funnest prizes that we've had, because we do have like 3 disc golf bags already this year, but some of the funnest things we've had were like homemade art, board games. One year someone donated an inflatable kayak as one of the prizes. It's this giant celebration where everyone has a chance to win something really fun. So we would love donations for that if you have them. So whole sponsors. We actually don't have very many whole sponsors this year. So if you've got something you want to advertise, let us know. We'll put you on a sign. Andrew Felker of Phoenix Stis is making a big sponsor banner, which will have anyone that donates will have a little picture or logo on it.
Tell them about like the succession of all the stamps.
Oh, yeah. If you've played all 4 years, Kristen had a really perfect explanation of it. The first year is a woman, and she's kind of like got a galaxy in her hands, and it's like her finding the light within herself. The second year, she's got a little disc golf bag, and she's got her disc with a little arrow on it, and that's her starting to learn how to play. And then last year, she's kind of notched her arrow and looking up at the sky. And then this year, she's taken aim at the moon. So it's been a progression of the art. The last 3 years have been Justin Lago. Shout out to him for doing our stamp. And it tells the story of Artemis coming into herself in the sport, taking over the sky.
No, I think, the event is one of the few women's events in our area, and FDR is such a perfect course for it. It's challenging, but it's still beginner friendly. It's not as intimidating as some other courses can be. Andi has been pouring her absolute heart and soul into this. I mean, anyone who saw the medals last year, she handmade all these resin gorgeous medals with these beautiful opal moons and just these wild details. And even this year, she's been doing some very similar things, and just everything is going to look so great, and everything always comes together so well. And, I'm really just here for moral support. I do almost nothing. I bring glitter is literally all I do. I bring glitter.
You've done much more than that.
Sparkle coordinator, thank you very much.
Last year, her title was Chaos Coordinator, for the record.
Yes, I wrangle the chaos too. But no, seriously, I mean, she just absolutely does a phenomenal job with this. And, Bar has been her wingman, her wingwoman, and just absolutely, they crush it. They absolutely crush this tournament. And you're going to be upset if you don't come. If you are a woman that wants to come play, please absolutely come down, come up, come down, come around. If you need a ride, holler at us. We might know somebody in your area that is coming.
I've been trying to connect people for Airbnbs and hotels. Also, we have some people coming from pretty far
crazy.
away.
I mean, the tournament, it's already bigger than last year, and people keep signing up by the day. So, who knows? We might have maybe even close to 60 people, and then we'll probably have to get some more blankets. But, whatever. It's fine. Just make us get more blankets. Let's go.
And you mentioned Bara. Bara Jones has been the assistant tournament director for all 4 years as well. Is that correct?
She has, and this tournament would not exist if it wasn't for her. Because the first year that we did it, talked to her early on in the year, and I said, hey, would you consider running a women's disc golf tournament with me? She was on the board that year. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think it would have started, because I would have probably catastrophized myself into never actually putting it up. She has been instrumental in making sure that things get moving and keeping me on point and calming me down when I'm very over the top anxious about all the things that need to get done. She's definitely been really solid in keeping things moving in a forward direction, helping us find sponsors. And then, one of the coolest things on the day of the tournament, and this has happened every year, just women show up and jump in to help. So it's been this whole family experience. And I think it's been growing every year in that way. So thanks, Bara. This tournament wouldn't exist without you.
Fantastic.
Well, we had a couple events this past weekend that I thought we could talk about. The DisCap 2024 series number 4.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have a few people here that were there. Where was this event? Was this at Stonykill?
Stonykill.
Yep.
All right. Tournament director Mike Schwartz. I'll work my way up the divisions, and as people who are here were there, I'll ask them about their rounds. We'll start in the FA3 division, Women's Amateur 3. Brandy Hudson won that division. MA3, Mixed Amateur 3 was Devin Lamke, shot a -4, bagger. I don't know. Was there a different layout for divisions?
No.
I think everyone played the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
Does -4 seem baggish at Stonykill for AM3?
I threw down the list about how big pop off.
Well, there's a -3 too, so yeah. I mean, and a -1, so it's not.
It's kind of a course where parties don't blow up on the longer hole.
Okay, so I apologize, Devin Lamke. You're not a bagger.
Oh, he might still be a bagger. I'm saying.
I would say I feel like MA3 and MA2 get really muddled sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I mean, he would have won MA2 by 2 strokes, so. FA2 Women's Amateur 2, Del Potts, your winner there.
Woohoo!
Heck yeah. MA2 Mixed Amateur 2, we had a tie at first between Willie Harrison and Nicholas Bomer. Both shot -2. MA60 Mixed Amateur 60 was John Furman. Another Potts, FA50 Women's Amateur 50, Mindy Potts won that division.
Estelle's mama.
Hmm.
Also, awesome ladies. They came down for our watermelon event last year.
I love these.
Watermelon event, what is that?
matching watermelon fingernails, and they won the best dress prize. We had a little ladies fun round that was in May that was watermelon themed.
Did you get one of those watermelon discs? Isn't there some kind of stamp that's like a watermelon?
There are. We had umbrellas, we had towels, and then we had Ivan dye a couple of, I think, jades and diamonds to look like watermelons.
Okay.
It's Axiom that does them, but they're, at the time, at least, they were very hard to get your hands on, the actual watermelon discs, so we did a watermelon dye instead. And I had made 50 watermelon resin mini markers.
Heck yeah. All right. MA50, Mixed Amateur 50, a name I've said way too many times in this division this year. Kenji Klein, move up to MA40. I don't know what how do you move up from there, but
Pro.
yeah.
No pro, Kenji.
There was nobody in MP50, so I'll give him that. He's on thin ice though, Kenji. It's trouble.
Then you play MP40.
I
Moving
agree.
up divisions is actually going down in age.
Pretty smart. He would have came in second in the MA40 had he played it.
Mm-hmm.
That division was won by Terry Hudson, who shot a -1. FA1, Women's Amateur 1. Kristen, how'd your round go?
It was all right. It was a good day. It was an absolutely beautiful day, so zero complaints there. I had a really unfortunate roll on 3 and then couldn't get out of the trees 4. So started off with immediate bogey, double bogey, and then had a super unfortunate roll away on 10 after having a really good drive and scramble and only going to take a single bogey and triple bogey after rolling all the way down the hill from base of the basket. So other than those, I mean, it was a pretty average day. It really wasn't too bad. Absolutely beautiful out, like I said. And then we went to Chatham Brewery after, so always love hitting that place up. So overall, it was a really good day. A lot of fun. Played with, again, Zach, my buddy Mike Warner, and his buddy Nick Silvano. So really good card.
I think you mean Highland Mike Warner.
Yes, it was righty. I had righty with me.
And roaming gnome.
How many times have you played that course?
Stonykill? I love that course. We were just there a couple weeks before for my birthday. We went up. That's how much I love it.
Okay, so you've played it enough times that okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah, no, we go up a few times a year. I feel like we're signed up for both days, the singles and the doubles day for the Scramble. And then we play during Team Challenge. I know last year they came to us at Wilcox, so we'll be hopefully there next year, so for this year.
That's why these guys didn't want to ask you questions, because you got humiliated in this. Oh, now I get it,
I
Jason.
forgot. Do we hate me?
Me.
So FA1 was won by Megan Mercier.
Yes.
MA1 was Peter Hodge. He shot a -6. Alex Potts shot a -3. So he finally has a pretty good day and he gets sick. Nice, Alex. MP60, Mixed Pro 60, Greg Kurtz by 3 strokes over Danny White, which is revenge for the tiebreaker from Dubs a few weeks back.
And 7 down.
Heck yeah.
I wish I could see Greg again.
Oh, I keep forgetting that this is a 1-round event because I was thinking, oh, well, that's what, a 4 and a 3. But no, that's 1 round.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it was a big round.
FP40, Women's Pro 40 was won by Kat Chacha.
Yeah. Woo.
MP40 Mixed Pro 40 was Nicholas Gaffney. Shot a +1. 1 stroke ahead of Brian Bickersmith and Jason Gorsage. Caitlin Clay is your FPO Women's Pro Open winner. Shot a -1.
Mm-hmm.
926. Just making sure she's staying over that 900. And MPO Mixed Pro Open. Corey, how'd it go? Before you go, Corey, we did not mention that last week you broke your streak of beating Kyle Hirsch. It was 1.
I like that number. I mean, 2 is better, but 1 is better than none.
Yeah.
So myself, Kyle Hirsch, Steve Marshall, and Troy Moran was the card that we had before we actually went to Stonykill. We kind of like warmed up at the old Kinderhook disc golf course. I got there a little late, so I didn't actually get to play holes with the guys, but we kind of just hung out in the field for a little bit and warmed up before going because it's only like 15 minutes away from the course. But yeah, no, my round started good, and then I had a blow-up hole on that hole 4 that Kristen struggled to get through the trees. I did as well. So I kind of dug myself a hole in the beginning and was able to get quite a few more birdies after that double bogey, but I end up going like 3 down, which doesn't feel too great. Like I feel like I'm usually trying to go 5 down with this setup of the course where the post-storm setup where we don't have 1 and 2 anymore, and we have the 2 little chip shot 14B and 14Cs. Like those 2 holes basically feel like muskets, and 1 and 2 previous or OG hole 1 and 2 certainly weren't as easy, but it was a fun day. The weather was nice. I rode my motorcycle, and yeah, it was an all-around good day. Of course, looked great.
You said that 1 and 2 weren't. Did you get a chance to take a look at them? Are they near readiness?
Didn't even notice them. Didn't even look. I'm not the guy for that info, that's for sure.
Was anybody there that noticed that or no?
Yeah, hole 1 looks really good if you're just walking by it. They still don't have the basket in place to keep people from playing it, and I think the basket is still smushed, so that might be another reason. And then I haven't snuck up to take a peek at 2, so I don't know what state that is in, but I think it's pretty promising, at least for hole 1 to play the same as it used to. I think the trees that came down on hole 1 don't super impact, getting off the tee, like that classic tunnel shot. So yeah, should be good soon.
And 2 is going to be a full redesign, right? Because apparently it was too much damage was done.
Yeah, there's a path cut into it to get you back to 3. So I know like the general area where it is, but I haven't walked all the way up to check it out yet.
All right. Well, Randy, how did your round?
Round went pretty good. Got to play with Adam Nelson and Alex Potts, which is fun, when you get to pick who you play with. And then we also played with this random guy, Doug, who was on a disc golf tour. He was trying to do 12 tournaments in 12 states this year. So this weekend he was doing New York and New Hampshire. So he had a Sunday tournament lined up for New Hampshire the next day. So it was cool playing with a guy from out of town. I think he was from Virginia. Hope I didn't get that wrong. And he was a great guy to play with.
What division did he play? Do you know?
He played MA3. He was playing well. He putted really well. He just racked up some bogeys. That was pretty much the only problem he had. First time playing the course. Can't really blame him. But yeah, no, he was good to play with. Yeah, so for my round, I generally have high expectations at Stonykill since I play it so much. Different with the 14 B and C on the back 9. I guess you kind of got to think about the front 9 differently. I'm usually telling myself I need to shoot like 4 or 5 down on the front 9. But now I guess technically there's 2 very hard holes, being 10 and 11 on the front 9. So it feels a little bit different when you're just like putting your scores in. But on the scoreable holes on the front 9, I was taking, easy pars. I was not getting myself really in putting range. And on hole 6, which lost a lot of trees and has opened up this big gap on the left side, I still haven't figured out my game plan for that hole. I just can't really get the forehand that, someone like Kyle is just taking something overstable and pushing it off to the left and having it work its way back to the basket. So I'm trying to figure out how to get a backhand to get to that gap. And I was chatting with this guy, Doug. He was telling me about his disc golf tour. And I just grabbed my teal driver out of my bag thinking it's my Flippy Destroyer. And it was actually my X-Cal, which is my most stable driver in my bag. And I let it go, and it went to the fairway of hole 8.
Yeah. While it was occupied, by the way, and someone was trying to get a birdie over there.
Yeah, sorry, hole 7. But yeah, sorry, I heard you guys react. I felt bad. I slapped some tree real hard over there.
I don't think we saw it come in, but I do remember hearing you say, "Oh, that wasn't the right disc. That was my other blue disc."
Yeah, that was rough. I didn't even know, actually. I thought I just threw it really bad. And then when I went and saw it laying on the ground, I was baffled that I'd just thrown the completely wrong disc. But hey, it could happen to anybody, right?
Yep.
No? But yeah, so 6, unfortunately, is one of those kind of must birdie holes for MPO. And I put myself pretty far out of position and ended up just taking a par on it. So going into 10, 11, 12, which is the stretch where you're kind of in the don't bogey mindset. I was only 2 down, so I knew I had to do some work on the back 9 and managed to just hit all my putts and sneak in a bunch of birdies on the back 9. And then I got to 18, which is not really a birdie hole. I've done it a ton of times, but in a tournament, I'm not exactly thinking I'm going to birdie 18. So I threw an okay tee shot. Was just cut off from having like a simple upshot, so I had to force a forehand through, and should have realized when to check scores. I don't normally check scores, but I was playing well, so I should have checked scores before throwing this aggressive upshot, because I hit a branch and kicked into this horrible little tree area on the right side, not terribly far from the basket, but it's just a very obstructed spot. And then I checked the scores and realized I had the outright lead at that point. So then I got super nervous, had to throw from inside a tree, only got myself to about 20 feet, which I hadn't missed. I don't think I'd missed a putt inside the circle that whole round. And then was just, pretty much shaking at that point, thinking like, oh, I'm going to take the outright win if I just make this 20-footer, and just caged it. So I ended up tying Tim Giardini for the win, which is still a great spot to be. And pretty happy for making all the putts that I, was focused on, I guess. So pretty good day.
Nice. And because it's a flex, there's no kind of tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Scenario.
Yep.
All right. Had 102 players. Right. The next one's going to be the last one, and that's the volunteer tournament. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yep. Sounds right.
Anybody planning on playing there?
I should be. I don't know what day it is. What day is that? Anybody?
It's actually 11/2. It's the same day as the Blaze.
Where is it?
Do we not know where it's at?
This is bad advertising.
It's only advertising for people who volunteered, so.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those tournaments we don't really have to advertise for.
If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
According to disc golf scene, it's at J Park.
Our next event up is the premiere at Christ the King. Tournament director Jaimen Hume. How'd that go, Jaimen? Did you play?
No, I didn't play. I just ended up being too tired from working on the course all week and didn't want to add something extra and then regret it. I had a much better time sitting around the picnic table on hole 1 than I would have had playing, I think.
All right. Looks like 11 divisions. FJ 18, girls junior under 18. Cadence Moore, your winner there. Corey, what's your PDGA number?
110582.
Okay, so you do have a lower PDGA number than Cadence Moore, but not by much.
Yeah,
She's at
15K.
125. So. Mixed Amateur 3, MA3 division. There's a tie for first place there between Joseph Polsoni and Gerald Knapp. I believe that's Gerald JJ Knapp, if my memory suits me correctly.
Yeah, who won that, Jaimen?
Joe Pulsoni. Does it not say it on there?
Actually, Gerald Knapp is in the first place division.
Oh, that's good, because that's the one that won. I am really tired.
I don't know why I asked, as if the PGA does not show first and second place, because I'm too used to these flex starts.
Well, that's where I was like, shit.
I was thinking the same thing.
It makes you check something, but the tournament manager is notorious for making you hit a button and then not doing it anyways. I don't know about other tournament directors, but every time I run a tournament, I hit the save draft button probably a dozen times on tee assignments and all that kind of crap, and then it still just dumps them, and I have to start over again.
I've had the same experience.
It's insane. But anyways, that's a story for another
I
day.
take screenshots so that I can at least go back and reference it.
That's smart.
That's a good idea.
It's unfortunate that we need to take tips on how to solve a problem that shouldn't exist, but it's like, yeah, I wear a helmet in my living room just in case I get hit by a car.
So basically, Gerald JJ Knapp is your winner through the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
MA2 division, mixed amateur 2. Looks like Joseph Goyette won by 2 strokes over Ian Doughton. Any relation to Tim, one half of Camel Case Corey Goyette? Corey?
Not sure. Don't even know what he looks like.
MA60, mixed amateur 60, was won by Lewis Davis. Shot a -4. Marcia Focht won the FA50 women's amateur 50 division. Jamie Borge won the MA50 division by 1 stroke over John Furman. MA40, mixed amateur 40, Stephen Marshall won by 5 strokes over J.O. O'Leary. And the FA1 division, Megan Mercier is your winner there.
Ooh, 2 wins.
MA1, mixed amateur 1, was Austin Swartout, shot a -4.
Yeah, Austin kind of crushed it. His round 1, was that, he went 4 down.
989.
Yeah. Quick note on him. Both rounds, he hit the basket on hole 1, and none of them were aces. Actually, I don't even know if any of them were birdies because of where hole 1's basket is, but first round, he skipped off the top on his drive, and the second round, he hit the band with his drive. It's like 2 of the best shots I've ever seen on the hole, let alone from the same person on the same day.
Nice. MP40, the mixed pro 40 division. Jason, how'd that go?
Went really well. I actually shot my highest rated event with back-to-back 10-13 rated rounds. So, yeah, had a good time. Had a good card. Brian and Joe are always great card mates. And Jaimen, I liked all the changes that Jaimen made. I hadn't played holes 2, 3, or 4 yet with the new pin and tee positions, and I liked all the changes. But yeah, it was my first MP40 win too.
Jaimen, did the MP40 and the MPO play different layouts?
Nope.
Did Jason play from 50 feet?
He might have. I don't know. I only saw him throw a couple of holes, but yeah, that's that was lights out shooting. I was really hoping that I made the course a lot harder, and Jason wanted to show me that it wasn't.
I blame Bickersmith because he made Jason way too relaxed, I think, in those rounds. That's probably...
Yeah, it was one of those events where everything was just working for me. Like the drives were going good, the putting was there. I missed like a couple 20-footers the second round, but like I also got really lucky on some other stuff. But I was really surprised because I actually told Jaimen that I was gonna drop out because I was so just like exhausted from doing a workday Saturday and just pulling vines down. But apparently that's like the key to doing your best round is you just need to go out and rip a bunch of vines down and do a bunch of coursework, and it'll just take your mind off of disc golf, and just it's a much easier game then.
Did we mention that you shot a -15 on the day?
Wait, so yeah, Jason, did you set the course record round 1 and then reset the course record round 2?
For that layout, I don't know, probably.
Yeah, that's the first time with 2's new basket and 4's long tee in a tournament. So I would say that is the official course record and the new official course record. The thing that I was wondering is whether Brian and Joe were sitting there during that tournament trying to figure out how long until they could play MP50.
That came up. Brian's got 5 years. So.
All right, so MPO division. Corey, how'd your round go? So you played Saturday and Sunday?
Played Saturday and Sunday, yep. I played, just like the last week, I played like all weekend with like Adam Nelson and Kyle Hirsch. And then this past weekend, same thing. I played with Adam Nelson both rounds at CTK. My rounds felt average. Round 1, I was putting pretty well, but my drives were a bit off on some holes. Didn't get enough birdies. Round 2, kind of the same thing. Although I got a few more birdies and maybe one less bogey. I went even and then 3 down, but both of them were rated like, oh, actually, never mind. Round 2 went up since last time I looked at it. I threw slightly above my rating, which felt okay. But at one point, checking the scores, like looking at the scores now that they're all finished, it all seems pretty spread out. But when I checked scores round 2, probably about 3/4 of the way through, like there was a clear top half and bottom half of the division. Like, the top half, all those guys were like 4 or 5 down at least, and then the rest of us were 2 down at best. But joking aside about playing all day with Adam, I feel like as much as times I spent with him in the past, like having back-to-back weekends, we've spent even more quality time. So then I played with Justin Muccelli round 2. So yeah, good cards both rounds, both days. Played like average-ish disc golf. Watched Adam Nelson ace hole 15, which is kind of like a slight downhill shot. You kind of have 2 options, either like a forehand hyzer on the left side for the people that are too scared to throw a dead straight putter down the middle. He is not scared to throw a putter dead straight down the middle. And I don't know if he said it wasn't with an MV, but like out of his hand, it looked absolutely perfect and just smashed the chains. And the first question got to ask with those Prodigy baskets is, did it stick? And it sure as hell did, because it hit dead center. So that was kind of, I see that was hole 15. So we only had like 4 holes left. So I feel like we all kind of had a little bit of like a wishy-washy feeling for the round, but after Adam aced that hole, it kind of lifted his spirits a little bit, I think, of everybody on the card. So cool for him. He was in the ace pot, and yeah, course looked great. I personally like the change. I don't mind the change on hole 2. Hole 3, I could take it or leave it. I do like the change on hole 4. And I guess if we're talking about hole 5 too, I like the change on hole 5 as well, even though that's not brand new. But the course was looking good and playing good.
Had you played that layout ever before, Corey?
Yeah, well, no, not technically.
I understand that there were a couple tweaks, but had you ever played the Reds?
Oh, so we did not play the Reds either.
Oh.
Only like B Pool played the Reds. I saw some of the red tees, either from just walking over there and looking at them, or because I landed near it. But no, I have not. I have never played the short tees at CTK either.
So wait, Jason Lasasso shot -15 from the regular tees at CTK?
It's ridiculous.
Oh, damn, Jason. I was busting your chops. I'm sorry. That's very impressive. I mean, I thought it was from the Reds. I was like, that's good. Good on you, bro.
Yeah,
but
no, it was a great round.
I didn't realize it was from like the regulars. Yeah.
He's out there cooking.
Heck yeah.
I'm usually happy to be around, just a couple under par. 15 down was great.
I misunderstood. Jaimen had said in the past that it was to introduce the red tee, so I just assumed everybody was playing them to kind of, my bad.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, what do I know?
But no, Jason was just making us all look stupid out there with his 15 down round.
2 rounds.
2 rounds, yeah. Yeah, no, that was about it. Wish I played a little bit better, but I'll take it. Oh wait, I do have one more thing to say. Sorry, being that like a lot of people like to. Well, I guess I talk a lot of shit too, but people like to bag on me for
No.
just like the way I am. So usually I get a lot of shit talk back towards myself. Usually for like how bad my form is or how bad this is or whatever. So we were kind of bullshitting around the practice basket before the round started, and Kyle Denman was talking about how if he averaged like under 960 for the tournament, that he was going to take a month off. And I counter offered. I said, well, how about if you lose to me, you take 6 months off? And then I also, David Koch was there. So I'm like, well, but if me and David both beat you, you got to take 12 months off from tournaments. And I was hoping that would kind of, get into Denman's head. But I think it kind of backfired because then he kind of low-key popped off and won the tournament instead of losing to us. So.
Well, I was just about to give who won the tournaments.
Oh, that was a great segue. Yeah. So the guy who you will be seeing in future tournaments, unfortunately, because he beat us.
So yeah, third place, -5, 2023 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Year, Tucker Kozlowski. Second place, starting his streak of beating Corey in tournaments at 1 with a -7, 2023 Hudson Valley Disc Golf Podcast Player of the Year, Kyle Hirsch. And your winner at -8, the other Kyle Denman.
Kyle Sr.
Kyle Sr., yes.
Yeah.
Who shot 7 strokes worse than Jason, but picked up $50+ more.
Yeah. That 15 down is still just, I can't even, like, just seeing it on the screen is just ridiculous.
Well, now you understand why I thought you guys played Reds and just that you had a horrible weekend.
We did make a joke at one point. We were standing on the tee of 16, which is a par 4, kind of like tunnel gap, a landing zone, then like a 90-degree turn down the second part of the fairway. And this was, I think, round 1. So we were behind the MP40 group, and we were waiting to throw behind them. And I don't know if it was Kyle Hirsch or maybe it was Adam. We're like, is MP40 playing the red tees? Because all you guys were like standing like at the red tee. So I don't know if multiple people landed there and you were just taking turns throwing from there or what was going on. But we just looked up like, why are they all standing like on the red tee?
Which hole?
It would have been 16, that par 4. 15 is the hole with the hammock.
Oh, no, we all just landed there.
Yeah.
Like within, I don't know, 20 feet of one another.
Like I actually had to pull up the disc golf scene thinking, I'm pretty sure MP40 is like, if they're playing the red tees, we wouldn't be, on you guys as much unless you guys are backed up. But
Jaimen, I have a question for you because I did get a message. I'm not going to tell you who sent this message because I'm all about privacy here. But the message says, I heard there was an issue with incorrect tee usage at the premiere that didn't involve anyone named Evan Parsley. Also, for the record, I kept my shoes on the entire time. No need to look at my scores to see if that was beneficial.
Well, good job keeping this person who's referring to themselves anonymous. So, yeah, so one of the holes, hole 12, used to have a red tee pad. And how do I explain this? The red tee moved back to the blue tee, and there's going to be a new blue tee longer on that hole. That's the only tee on the course that I still need to do. And even if I had gotten it in, I probably wasn't going to use it because I would have been cutting the fairway in and building the tee 2 days before the tournament, and literally nobody would have been able to play any of the hole. So I didn't think that was a very fair way to debut that hole, especially considering that it's a pretty tricky new tee location. So anyways, there was one threesome in round 1 in MA3 that teed off from the old red tee. It was somebody who plays the course all the time. He's just going through the same routine that he usually does and played the old red tee. It was in the player's email that you were using the blue tee. So that affected kind of the standings in MA3 a little bit. But yeah, 3 people played the wrong tee in round 1. So they ended up getting a couple penalty strokes, which changed the outcome a little bit.
All right. Bet they don't do that again.
Yep. And that's what I told him. I was like, welcome to disc golf. Welcome to MA3. The amount of times that I've done silly things that have resulted in extra strokes in a tournament is several.
Well, I was going to ask, let me go through. If you want to explain, feel free. But otherwise, just give me a yes or no. So, Jaimen, you have taken penalty strokes in a tournament before, like a PDGA tournament?
Yeah.
Jason, you ever take strokes in a PDGA tournament?
Yeah. Yep.
Randy?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Corey?
I think one time at J Park for the Ice Bowl when we were playing J East and we continued on and played a wrong hole.
Andy?
Yes, Wilcox Wow. I got a misplay. My whole card misplayed. We were playing the South Hatchet, all reds except for one hole was blue, and we missed the blue one. We played it from red.
Sounds like a reasonable one. Kristen?
I don't believe I have.
Okay.
I was trying to think back while everybody was answering. I don't think I have that, no.
I had one where I had a really bad day, so I didn't double check everybody's score. So yeah, I've done it too.
Yep, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, I just wanted to let people know that it's. But you know what? From now on, I'm going to check the scorecard, even if I have the worst round imaginable. Because you know what's worse than the worst round imaginable? The worst round imaginable plus 2 strokes.
Yep, that's exactly it. And that's one of the things that I mentioned to him. I was like, hey, at least it's not the same now where you guys have to count up your strokes. There used to be 45 minutes of every tournament where the tournament director counted all of the scorecards furiously and gave a bunch of people penalty strokes because they can't add.
Yeah, and this definitely was before like UDisc and the PDGA app was in play. Anything else on the premiere?
The tournament went really well. Everybody showed up. I was a little bit nervous. We had like 8 people who hadn't checked in with me like 4 minutes before 8:30, and I was getting really nervous that I was going to have a bunch of drops. But no, the tournament went well. I think everybody had fun. I think I'm really, really happy to have the red tees done. The one weird thing about the tournament that I'm like really perplexed by is just the ratings difference between round 1 and round 2. Using Jason as an example, he shot 1 better in the second round and had the exact same round rating.
Are they official yet?
No. I have a feeling it's going to change, but
It will when it becomes official. They'll adjust.
It's just interesting because the second round, the weather was better. There was a lot less wind. So, like, if you go through the MPO field, everybody except for 2 people shot better, So people definitely played better the second round. So I'm sure that'll affect it a little bit. But seeing it that stark is, 1 stroke better is the same rating as before is interesting.
Well, it sounds like you're saying Jason's 1 stroke improvement was wind aided.
I think, the wind was less round 2. And also round 1, there was a lot of dew on the ground. And I think most, my feet were soaked round 1, and so were my card mates.
All right. I've got a new idea. We're going to start a tournament, and on every hole, there's a bucket of water. Everybody's just going to put their feet in it before they tee off on every hole, and it's going to improve the ratings.
That sounds like the Butt Cheeks Open revision 3.
Ooh. That sounds like the Butt Cheeks Open, brainstorming that never went through.
It was probably on the table at one point.
Have you looked at any of the hole statistics?
No, I've been pretty busy today. I haven't gotten a chance to sit down. I was just looking at some of the holes a little bit here and there. One of the interesting things that I'm excited about is actually on the red layout. I'm never sure how to do the pars for a shorter layout like that, like whether to keep them, with kind of like a 950 rated player in mind, or do the pars for the divisions that are playing it. You know what I mean?
Pars don't matter to your rating, though.
No, and this won't affect rating at all. I'm just wondering what to put on the T signs. Hole 8, for example, is like a 308-foot hole, but it's way uphill. There's only 2 trees in the way, but it's way uphill, and it seems to kind of play as a par 4. There's a few of those that on the red layout, if the players who the layout is meant for are playing it, it's a par 4. But if the rest of the population played that hole, it would be a par 3. So I'm I waffle back and forth a lot between what to call the par for some of those holes. And I think what I'm going to do is just going to go through this tournament and look at the numbers and see what it says and just go with what the divisions the tees are meant for playing.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Look at who it's intended for and base it off of how they're playing it. And even if, the rest of the people can eagle it, then they should go play the long tees.
Right, yeah.
I thought about this weekend. Actually, me and Kat stopped at a middle school course in Massachusetts while we were traveling. And there were, I think, 2 par 4s that I could definitely eagle. And then I thought about it, if there are middle schoolers playing this on a daily basis, why should they have to suffer with bogeys on a 375-foot par 3 instead of just making it a par 4 and having them be happy with a birdie? So if the intended player can't throw, over 350, then it's probably just better for everyone that they can be, the newer players or the lower division players can be happy with birdies, and 950 plus people can be happy getting an eagle shot once in a while. And like they should come to terms with the fact that they're playing a shorter layout and it doesn't really matter. But that's just my side of it.
I think that's actually one way that you can separate divisions have their own propagators. If you have a layout in the PDGA tournament manager where, say, everyone's playing at a par 3, but a couple of your lower skilled divisions are playing it as a par 4, you have to count that as 2 separate layouts when you input it, so they will be rated separately.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. I like the idea of doing that. That was my initial idea, but I don't know. It just seems strange sometimes to have those. But like with any course design, you got to step out of your own shoes and realize that you're designing something that might not be for you.
Yeah, to Andy's point, for one of the Mind Kill tournaments I ran, I had the people playing off the same tees, but I had 2 different pars for like the FA40 versus the MA2. So we used the same layout in PDGA so that they were in the same ratings pool, but all their scorecards and signs and everything else had 2 different pars. And everybody just seemed way happier not getting the whole 9 at my kills really long and not getting a double bogey. So that was a higher par for certain divisions and just made everybody happier. And they just understood that, when I go to PDGA, that score is different than the one that was on my scorecard.
Yeah. And this is the long version of me explaining why every hole I ever design is going to be a par 5 now. No.
But yeah, in your case, they'd all be playing from the same tees anyway, so it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah. Maybe I'll use that as like a guiding question from now on. Be like, all right, so think about this hole. What do you think par is? And then help people find the right division based on their answers.
Yeah, I'm curious how hole 11 played from the red, because that looked like a really fun hole.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I see 1-3 in the MA60 division from one of the locals, Lou Davis, a couple of 3s, and Rec. Cadence Moore got a 3 on that, which is freaking excellent. But yeah, no, I think that hole is playing a lot better. It's 1 tree away. I think I've been saying a lot. That tree is going to become a lot of nice benches because it's a beautiful hickory tree, but one last tree to cut down on that one.
You thinking of doing it again next year, Jaimen? Or was it just a one-time thing because of the Reds?
This one is a one-time thing. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing for next year. One of the things with CTK is that they have a summer camp all summer.
Mm.
And so what I really want to do is be able to have the entire course set up for a week that people are going to be playing in the tournament so that people can get out and practice with all the OB, with all the, like hole 7 in its tournament position, all that kind of stuff. So I got to find a weekend that I can do that and have the course for an entire week kind of thing. So we can kind of take over and do what we want to do and have a bigger event there because there's so much extra space. But so step 1 is finding like when that can happen. And then step 2 is putting an event there.
Yeah. Just to clarify, would you want it to be just Monday through Friday, be able to practice and then the weekend play? Or would you want the weekend before to be able to practice too? I mean, in an ideal world.
I would say, yeah, I should probably have it ready the weekend before. Because that's probably when most people are going to be practicing it.
I just made your job exponentially harder, Jaimen.
No, you just said make me put some flags in 2 days earlier, but that makes a lot of sense. I tend to think of stuff week to week. So like, I don't think about the prior weekend because usually the prior weekend I have a tournament if I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing the weekend before. But
well, I had a question about New York Team Challenge, but we don't really have time for that. And New York Team Challenge doesn't start till September. Andy, do you play any kind of Team Challenge?
I play in New England Team Challenge, actually.
For Wedge?
Yeah.
What do they do? 7 matches? Do you play all of them?
Yeah.
All right. No, I was just curious because Terry Hudson proposed a question on the Facebook page, but I think we need a little more time for it. And like I said, Team Challenge doesn't start up until for another month or so.
So what the question is.
Okay, fine. We don't have to talk about the undefeated Widowmaker.
No, it was about the bench. And I thought since we had 2 females that you guys would have a different perspective on it.
I don't know how the bench works in New York. Can I ask what it is for curiosity's sake?
Randy, can you explain what it used to be and what it is?
Yeah. So getting rid of roster moves and moving to roster reserves, which would be 4 guys and 2 ladies. And they are permanent members of the team. And you could think about them as reserve players that are just fill-ins, or you could think of it as a bench and like fluidly move people in and out as you saw fit as a captain. That's like both ends of the spectrum.
It's interesting.
So yeah, you don't really ever move anyone off your roster. You just have a larger team, just like I guess any competitive sports team, but then you have a number you have to hit for a match, which they're not changing that. So it would still be, 15-3? Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that's a little.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate the bench idea. We've been kind of chattering about it back and forth. Actually, I know you guys mentioned it one of the last episodes. Dylan stepping down from the Widowmakers as captain is going placed by Nick Terralavoro along with Travis. So we'll have a new captaincy, but we've been chatting with him about, his thoughts on it and just kind of like what that could mean and what that looked like. And I don't know. It's a cool idea. I like the idea of not having to waste a roster move to have to have somebody if they match and then back up.
How many people are you allowed on the total roster in New York?
It's 15-3 play.
Yeah, previously it's just the 15
You
and
can
3.
have more than that on your roster, right?
No,
I don't think so, no.
You have the ability to have roster moves.
It's different in New England. I believe you can have like a total roster of 25, including your women, and then you have to play a minimum of 16 and 2.
Yeah, it was originally made different because of COVID, and we just wanted to have like more flexibility, still having a minimum of 3 matches, like required to play finals, but having way more flexibility during the season.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I did have a question for Corey. He had some computer difficulties earlier, which I understand. He's not very computer literate. But Corey, did you remember when your car hit 266,666 miles, or did you forget?
No, I fucking forgot.
I called it. Okay.
I think my drive to work is about 12 miles. And I think it would have been like 8 miles into it that it would have tripped. And I thought about it when I got in the car, and I put the radio on, and then I got to work, and I got out of the car, and I looked down, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm at 266,675 or whatever it was. So I just wait for the next milestone.
333,333 or something. Yeah, no.
I'm just trying to get to 300,000. If it makes it to 333, then I'm buying Nissan stocks.
All right, so I figured we could finish it off with a quiz. We got 6, so what are we thinking? Do we have any kind of scheme for how to do teams?
If Andi has to leave, do we do 3-on-3?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 3-on-3, and that way if she has to leave early, then it's 3-on-2, and that's just normal. So unless somebody wants to risk Cali, I'll give that option out there.
We could take it back to the day and do the Northerners versus the Southerners.
Who's the Southerners other than
I'd
Andi
be
and Kristen?
probably Andi, Kristen, and Jason.
Jason, are you a Southerner?
Corey, I'm like
Yeah.
on the same latitude as you.
Do you think so? I'm pretty sure I drive south to get to Greenville.
Then I can take you a much faster way if you just go.
Yeah. Okay, Greenville is definitely south of Ravina.
I'm like half.
A lot more west,
So
but
put me on a team that might be competent.
Also, I'm like very faded from the weekend. So
okay, fine. That's 2 OP.
So 2 ideas. Either we could do whips versus not whips, or could do people that played the premiere versus people that didn't.
For people who were at the premiere.
Oh, yeah, because Jaimen...
Oh, yeah.
Jaimen, what side of the Hudson River do you live on?
The north side.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I live on the east side, technically.
Randy's joking about the north side, but the Hudson River does turn east to west up in South Glen Falls.
That's what I was saying.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I live north and east of it.
Never mind. I'm done coming up with team schemes.
Kristen, are you on the Newburgh side or the Beacon side?
I am on the Newburgh side.
Yeah, so she's on the same
So
side
is
as
that
you,
the
Corey.
east side? Oh.
Yeah.
Is that the Wilcox side?
No, Wilcox is on the.
I'm on the
Oh,
Wilcox
gosh.
side.
And so are you too, right?
Yeah,
Randy?
by
I'm
like
on the dark side.
a little bit.
So that would be Jaimen, Randy, and Andi. Andi, are you on that side or are you on this side?
I'm on the dark side.
I believe she is.
Is that-
that
I
side.
have no idea what
east
you're
or
asking me.
Do you have to cross the bridge to get the Beacon?
I have to cross the bridge to get out of New York City.
I think
That's a
she's
good
on the
point.
west side. Yeah, I think she's on like
Our side.
city side.
I crossed several bridges. I don't know
Yeah.
which bridge you mean, so
Oh, yeah, that was not a good. Why don't we go with the premiere then? That would be Jaimen, Corey, and Jason, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. The Jaimen and Corey,
There you go.
unless they come up with a wittier name. And that we got Randy, Andi, and Kristen. It'd be better if your name was like Candy, but that's cool.
I was.
Crandy.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
Crandy.
Crandy.
Randy, Andy, and Crandy here.
Crandy. I'm going with it. All right.
Was it Andy's Crandies? Andy's Candies. Right.
Well, Crandy gets to go first because they're the guests. So, disc or no disc, You guys should know the rules. I got a lot of categories, but pick a category, Crandy, 1 through 4.
3.
All right.
3 it is.
Okay, so question 1, category 3, you said?
Yeah.
What is the name of a British band and a word used to describe someone who inspires a poet or artist? What is the name of a British band or a word used to describe someone who inspires a poet or artist?
Amuse.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
You guys all good?
And it's a disc.
Is the Muse a disc?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
You guys good?
You speak in my language, Pat.
Yeah.
Thought Space Athletics, September 27th, 2021.
Shout out Aaron Wilmot.
All right, Jaimen and Corey, what do you got? You got 1, 2, or 4?
Oh, 4. Oh, let's do 4. We don't get many options to get 4.
All right.
I'm game with that.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with this tooth shit all weekend, so I've been in the house not doing much. And tomorrow I'm getting a couple of them yanked, so I'm very paranoid.
I'd be fine.
I'm sure. All right. Question 1, category 4. What encrypted message service for instant messaging, voice calls, and video calls shares a name with a gesture, action, or sound that is used to convey information or instruction? What encrypted messaging service for instant messaging, voice calls, and video calls shares a name with a gesture, action, or sound that is used to convey information or instructions?
Signal?
That sounds good to me.
Sure.
I didn't think I was be able to pull that out of anywhere. Jason, what do you think? Does that sound like signaling is a gesturing thing? And I'm pretty sure Signal is what
Is that like a program that you use?
not a program I use, but
But it's a program it's an actual program.
yeah, I think it's like I don't know, think of WhatsApp, but like
Okay.
encrypted.
Yeah, all I could think of was WhatsApp, but yeah, Signal, if that's one, definitely matches the rest of the question.
I like it.
Yeah, Signal.
Is the Signal a disc?
Yes.
Gotta be.
Yep.
MVP Disc Sports, February 2nd, 2016. All right. Crandy, you got 3 or 4. 1 and 2 are out.
Should we stick with 3?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, do we have to pick 1 or 2? Or are we able to stay with
No.
You just got 3 or 4 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
3.
thought we started with 3.
Yeah, you did.
We did.
Basically, the first 2 that get used are in. The other 2 we'll use next week
Ah.
or next time. All right. Question 2, category 3. In myth, Athena had an aegis, a shield adorned with the head of what hideous Gorgon? In myth, Athena had an aegis, a shield adorned with the head of what hideous Gorgon?
Medusa, right? That's the. I feel good about it at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't hate that answer.
That's the only Gorgon I know the name of.
You guys good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the Medusa a disc?
I believe it is.
I have no idea.
I'm actually really not sure about that one. It seems like it would be.
A Discmania disc.
Medusa.
Ooh,
Okay.
let's go with it.
I'll trust you.
You guys good?
Yep.
Yeah.
SkyQuest Discs, March 21st, 2011.
Yeah, that's
Guy Quest.
That might be the first time they've been used on here. All right, Jaimen and Corey, what do you got?
I vote 4.
Okay.
You guys good?
Yep.
All right, question 2, category 4 in football. What is the position to either side of the center on an offensive line? In football, what is the position to either side of the center on the offensive line?
Tackle.
It's guard. Tackles one more out.
Hey, at least I didn't say something like linebacker. Yeah, so guard.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Is the guard a disc?
It definitely is. It's a
It's a
dynamic disc.
yeah.
It's like a putter.
Dynamic Discs, November 4th, 2018. All right, Crandy, what do you got? 3 or 4?
You guys feeling mythology or the other category that I haven't figured out yet?
I mean, I like mythology.
Yeah,
All
me
right, let's
too.
stick with 3 then.
There's
Yeah.
a reason the tournament is called Artemis Unchained. So.
I didn't put those 2 things
Oh, I
together.
thought you set this up for us.
No, I wouldn't do that. Question 3, category 3. What nymph's unrequited love for Narcissus made her fade away until all that was left was her voice? What nymph's unrequited love for Narcissus made her fade away until all that was left of her was her voice?
I was hoping you guys would know this one.
Yeah, I'm like,
This is one of the ones I'm trying to remember who else is in that myth.
All right, the only name jumping out in my head is Persephone, and I have no clue if that's
Definitely
right. Ah,
it's better than mine. I just keep thinking Ariel with the voice.
because it's just her voice is left, so it's got to be a Greek name that then is also a
It's
word
gonna
for
have
like
something to do
sound.
with like the lyre, like the instrument, lyra or something like that. I feel like it's tied to that, and I don't.
Can you think any disc names?
It wouldn't be a harp, no.
I don't think it's hard.
No, it's some name, but I can't think of. I want to say lyra, but I feel like that's wrong. I'm uncertain.
It's not ringing a bell. I don't know why like P names are jumping into my head, but can't think of any real ones like Greek names.
What nymph's unrequited love for Narcissus made her fade away until all that was left was her voice?
Oh,
Any names that have like phone or phonic in it? I'm just thinking Greek words.
oh, I don't know. Well, if we're not going to guess anything, I'm going to guess Lyra, but I can't think of anything else.
Is there anything like?
I don't know this myth actually.
No, I have no idea. I think it's Lyre. I don't know how that's where it's said now.
Yeah, I could be saying it wrong too.
That's okay.
They didn't have voice recorders back then, so it's all a guess anyway.
Mm.
Is that what you guys are going with, though?
Guess.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go with it.
All right, Jaimen and Corey, what do you got?
Jaimen.
Oh, crap. I was sitting here wishing that Alex was on right now. He's always got these ones in the bag. Going off of Randy's logic, the only name that came to mind was Persephone because it's got phone in it.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but you didn't go with it.
I know.
And we know that like the majority of the answers are said beforehand, so
And actually, Jaimen, now that you mention it for the first time, Persephone does sound like a pretty good guess. I
hadn't heard that at all before, right?
You could recall my partner said definitely not.
It was not a nymph.
Is your partner Pat?
That is true. She's not a nymph.
Is that what you guys are going with?
is there any other nymphs?
I don't even know if that one's a nymph.
I mean, I'm not coming up with any other guesses.
No,
so.
If you guys were immediately asking me for help, we're in trouble. So
It's a music question, though. Come on.
Or is it? No, it's a vocal question more than anything.
Thank you.
That's like saying I don't work on cars, I work on trucks. It's the same shit.
No, that's like saying I don't work on cars, I work on things with wheels.
So, Corey, if I give you my cell phone, you can fix it for me?
Depending on what's wrong with it, sure, yeah. I'm just going to go to Google. I'm going to ask the question what's wrong. And the fix for it might just be buying you a new phone, but fix is fixed.
Hey, if you fix my phone that way, I am all for it.
Yeah, Persephone.
You guys good?
Yep.
We're looking for Echo.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Streamlined discs, February 22nd, 2021. But
Echo was a nymph?
it's tied at 4, and it is your pick, 3 or 4.
I guess like 4.
It's been working
I like
so
4.
far.
Yeah, I don't feel that good about 3.
All right. Question 3, category 4. Originally meaning to spread out, what word can refer to a red light shot off as a cry for help? Originally meaning to spread out, what word can refer to a red light shot off as a cry for help?
Like a flare?
Oh, I like it. Flare out, yeah.
Oh, yeah, flare out. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, flare.
You guys go with that?
I don't know. Is there anything in the question about using it to light a bonfire?
Only if the question also contained gasoline.
Or couch.
Or couch, or HelloFresh boxes, or Miller Lite 30 packs.
Yeah, go with that?
Garbage. Yeah, flare.
Is the flare a disc?
Yes, it's a streamlined disc.
It's a good name for a disc.
Yeah, then that's exactly what it does. It's like a really overstable Firebird.
Streamlined disc, February 24th, 2019. All right, Crandy, you're down by 2, halfway through, category 3 or 4.
Or do we pivot and try to steal 4 away from them?
Do we have any idea what that category is?
No.
Where? Yeah, we can give it a go. I'm down for whatever.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's switch to 4.
4.
Question 4, category 4, mythical creatures.
Hey, we did it.
That were half bird, half woman, with a sweet song gave their name to what noise-making device? Mythical creatures that were half bird, half woman, with a sweet song gave their name to what noise-making device?
Harpy.
I think it's siren
Or
because
siren,
the noise-making
yeah.
device.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Siren.
You guys agree? You good?
I agree. Yeah.
Say yes.
Is the siren a disc?
I like it. I think it's good.
It sounds like it would be.
Shall we say yes?
Yeah.
Gateway Disc Sports, April 21st,
Hey.
2017, and we were tied. But the Jaimen, 3 or 4.
Would feel wrong to pivot off of 4 at this point.
Yeah, let's stick with 4.
All right, question 5, category 4. What is the term for a device or system that maintains equilibrium or prevents motion? When flying, it controls the pitch of an aircraft. What is the term for a device or system that maintains equilibrium or prevents motion? When flying, it controls the pitch of an aircraft.
Gyro?
Gyroscope.
Sounds good.
Gyro would be short for gyroscope, yeah.
Yeah, gyro's a disc, right?
No, that's just what they call like MVP in general, like they're gyro discs. But like gyroscope is the right answer, right?
Yeah, we say gyroscope, and then if anything you ask, is the gyro a disc? But I feel like if we say gyro, we might get it wrong because the answer is gyroscope.
Or is it gyroscope?
You gotta roll
It's
the
actually
G.
pronounced Euroscope. Yeah, gyroscope.
What do you got, Crandy?
Oh no.
Did not see that coming, actually.
Can you repeat the question?
I kind of thought it was Autobot.
Yeah, I was already checked out.
It could be wrong. I don't know. But What is the term for a device or system that maintains equilibrium or prevents motion? When flying, it controls the pitch of an aircraft.
Autopilot.
What do I know about planes?
The only word popping into my head is ballast, but I don't think that doesn't really fit the theme either. Not that I know what the theme is, but it is like Coast Guard-y so far.
Is it? Wait, can you repeat the question one more time? I'm sorry.
What is the term for a device or system that maintains equilibrium or prevents motion? When flying, it controls the pitch of an aircraft.
I'm distracted by device or system.
I know it
Is
now.
like,
Damn.
Is it like a physical thing that's built? That's what I'm confused by. Or if it's just like the thrust or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like a rudder or what the heck are the things on an airplane called?
Aerodynamics. That's no.
I don't think the answer is aileron. I know that that's a part of an airplane that prevents it from turning
Thrust
over.
seems like a disc name though.
Yeah, exactly. Aileron's not a good disc name. Or is it?
Throttle?
Oh,
I'm just throwing out airplane words that I can think of.
Dive.
what's the other word for like momentum?
Inertia.
Prevents. Oh, yeah, that is.
That's a disc.
That doesn't fit the theme, but
No.
it is the right word. No, that doesn't control on an aircraft though.
Pat, if they don't get it, can I get another guess?
No.
Absolutely. Well, you won't get any points, but you can get the guess.
Okay.
One unofficial point, actually, I think.
You will get one unofficial point, but you got like 15 of them this weekend, Jason. Do you need more? Let's be honest.
I don't know what you guys think. I want to say it's either just guessing thrust or airflow throttle. Those are the three airplane words I can think of. Lift?
Lift.
I don't know.
That's a disc, at least.
Was actually...
That doesn't fit either. It's a good thing Pat's not counting.
5 seconds.
I don't know. Thrust was my first instinct, but...
All right, let's do it.
Going with thrust?
Go thrust.
What do you got, Jason?
Would it be an anchor?
We're looking for stabilizer.
What?
Wow.
Streamlined Discs, May 7th, 2019.
Stabilizer.
Somebody said the word stabilizer, I thought, at some point. I think it was on Randy's team.
I know it stabilizes the plane. I didn't get as
Oh,
fast.
okay. All right, but that was a steal, right? So it is 6-6. We have 2 rounds left. Crandy, it is your category. You got 3 or 4.
We go back
To try and close out 4.
You want to close out 4? Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Final question, category 4. Members of the Caterpillar Club are those whose lives have been saved by using what to escape a disabled aircraft? Members of the Caterpillar Club are those whose lives have been saved by using what to escape a disabled aircraft?
This has to be parachute, right?
That's what I'm prepared.
Yeah.
I don't want to overthink this. Yeah.
I would feel like because it's like in a sack and you release it.
Yeah,
that
like
seems to make sense.
Yeah.
And then they
Let's go with it.
Parachute.
Is the parachute a disc?
Yes. It's MVP or the other one, Axiom. Or
Streamline.
Streamline.
Streamline sounds like a, airplane thing. So,
Oh, man. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Streamline Discs, May 29th, 2023. Up
They've all been
8-6.
discs so far.
They have.
Jaimen and Corey. Question 4, category 3. Who made wax wings so he and his son Icarus could escape the labyrinth that he had built?
That's an
Who made
easy one.
wax wings so he and his
uh,
son Icarus could escape the labyrinth that he had built?
Is that Daedalus? The
Yep.
disc?
It is. It's Daedalus. I was on mute.
Wait, hang on. They were escaping the sun, and he decided that wax was the best material to make wings out of?
No,
His son
Not the
Icarus
son.
could escape the labyrinth they were escaping. Was the labyrinth, not the sun.
Okay. I used the word sun. I used the word sun wrong there. Then what about this shit is a myth?
So Daedalus?
Sure.
Yep.
Is the Daedalus a disc?
Definitely is, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Head of a Champion Discs, February 17th, 2014. All right. Final round. Sometimes the order, I didn't know it. What you guys know.
It wasn't easy for me. I wouldn't have got it.
Parachute was a tough one, right?
All right, Crandy. Covering a lot of ground, what Greek counterpart of Diana was the goddess of the hunt, childbirth, and chastity?
Really?
Covering a lot of ground, what
You guys
Greek
got
counterpart of Diana was the goddess of the hunt, childbirth, and chastity?
Gee, is it Artemis?
I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys all agree?
I agree.
I'm going to say yes.
Is the Artemis a disc?
Oh, wait, so Pat was bullshitting when he said that he didn't have any set up for this?
Yeah.
I believe you.
Wait, you guys better know if it's a disc or not,
I'm
though.
pretty sure that it is
Why didn't you order it in the player pack?
because we went with a different company.
All right,
It's
fine.
not a disc wrap disc.
But Well, I'll tell that story after we do the question, I guess.
This is all on you.
I believe.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's a
We're
yes.
going yes.
Going yes? Lone Star Discs, May 15th, 2023.
Oh,
Way
maybe
to
that's
go,
why,
Lone
because
Star.
it's new.
Came across it while at Marshall Street. I didn't know it was a disc until I was there, actually, in May. I just saw it.
Did you buy one?
I did not, but I did consider whether or not going with them for Artemis just to get the disc. We ended up going with Discraft because they had the Z-Lite discs, and those are really great for ladies. I did really, really want to get the Archer because Artemis is an Archer, but they didn't have it on their list of available molds, unfortunately.
Maybe you can convince Lone Star for next year, give them some lead time to make some lightweight ones.
All right, final question for Jaimen and Corey. This is for the tie. Before the birth of what biblical strong guy, an angel came to his mother saying, "No razor shall come on his head." Before the birth of what biblical strong guy, an angel came to his mother saying, "No razor shall come on his head."
For some reason, I was thinking this was going to be a Category 4 question, but I must have missed something.
No, we finished all those. Signal guard, flare, siren, stabilizer, parachute, they're all safety devices.
Oh,
Or safety.
Siren. I assumed Siren was another mythological creature.
It was, but that
It
was
was.
from Category 4. It was just weird that the guys doing the myth category asked for a question in the other category, and it just happened to be a myth question. It was just weird.
Jesus, this does not sound good.
Strongman, you have Hercules, but I think that's already been used a long time ago.
Can you ask it again, Pat?
Before the birth of what biblical strong guy, an angel came to his mother saying, "No razor shall come on his head."
A biblical strong guy.
Oh, biblical. Wait, so... okay.
Goliath, who... I mean, every picture I've seen of Jesus, he's been kind of low-key jacked, too.
Jesus, disc.
What other biblical strong guys were there?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like Goliath, but like...
But I don't know anything about this, like any part of his backstory other than fighting some kid and losing.
Goliath was like a giant, right?
Yeah.
David and Goliath.
He might be labeled as a strong guy.
I feel like it's somebody else. I'm just not coming up with a name.
Yeah. I feel like the Bible wasn't too big on physical traits. It didn't...
How strong could you be just eating bread and fish all the time? Where's the protein? Damn.
So, I'm trying to think of like some other nicknames that have like a biblical origin for somebody that's strong.
Or with long hair. I've got
And he's got to work in the morning, gentlemen.
Yep.
The longer we wait on this, though, the more chance we have of her jumping off.
You got to get it right at this point.
No, at this point, I know what it is, so I'm going to stay.
Oh.
Okay.
You can go to bed. I got it too.
I don't think I have anything other than Goliath.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got nothing.
You guys go good with Goliath?
I know it's not that. It's something else. I can't think of it though.
The other thing I was thinking is Samson and Goliath. Is that real? Did I just make that up?
I like Samson better.
But okay, now say the answer's right? Like there's no freaking way that there's gonna be a Samson disc, right?
Isn't there Goliath disc?
There's a company that's Goliath Discs, right?
Yeah, would they make that? I don't know.
Samson just seems like such a dumb disc name. Like it'd be too obvious of a disc or no disc question. Okay, fine.
But like
Samson.
Goliath, is he gonna have a backstory in the Bible where his mother gets visited by angels?
Well, that's what I was
Right before he
yeah,
gets killed by some guy with a
some kid in a rock. Yeah.
Like Rocky IV, they're like setting it up for.
Yeah. Okay. I like Samson,
You guys agree?
Yeah,
Is the Samson a disc?
nice work, Jaimen.
Nice.
but
We're
now
only halfway there.
Man, you
For the
almost
tie.
Samson and Delilah? That's the story.
You mean not
I mean-
Samson and Goliath?
Hey, we got there.
I did foreshadow this part of the question, Jason, and you said, "Isn't there Goliath disc?" So does that mean that we're saying yes?
I liked it as a name.
Okay, so yeah, that's a disc.
Okay.
You guys agree?
Yeah.
Goliath Discs, August 12th, 2024. Today.
Oh, last week.
Wow.
Today, literally.
Today?
Mhm.
Wow.
Today.
I actually asked this exact question, well, reworded slightly differently, but the same question a while back, and I will probably put a clip in here.
From episode 192, October 13th, 2023.
Before what biblical strong guy's birth, an angel came to his mother saying, "No razor shall come on his head." Before what biblical strong guy's birth, an angel came to his mother saying, "No razor shall come on his head."
That was he coming razors for. Okay, so Mike, you said that the biblical stuff was your strong suit?
Oh, no.
That's what I heard.
Biblical strong guy.
Don't worry. We'll listen for about 30 seconds, and then Corey will just come up with the answer out of thin air.
I don't even.
That's how these things work.
Yeah, I don't.
You already said Goliath, like, oh no, yeah, you already said Goliath. That's the only biblical strong guy.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, Noah built the ship. Did he do it by hand?
Well, I don't think the animals were doing anything except getting a free ride. I don't know. Moses literally parted 2 seas with the force.
The force was strong with that one.
I got nothing, Mike. Let's go.
Go with Moses?
Moses, yeah.
You guys both agree?
Yeah.
What do you think, Jason and Alex?
I'm pretty sure that's Samson.
Oh.
All right, let's go with it.
Yeah.
Is the Samson a disc?
Oh, yeah, there's no way I would have pulled it out of my ass.
It feels like it shouldn't be a disc, so I'm going to go with no.
Not a disc.
You are correct. But it's too late to do any kind of tiebreaker, so congratulations, everybody but me.
It was a flex start.
Yes, it was a flex start. Good job.
For me, I started late.
The most fun wins. Yay.
Yeah, thanks, Andi and Kristen, for coming on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And September 7th, Artemis Unchained 4.
Tell your
if you're
ladies.
not signed up, get signed up. And if you are signed up, get somebody else signed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope the 4 is in Roman numerals.
Oh, it's in Roman numerals.
We're almost up to our max numbers. I'd love to have to order more blankets.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, make us order more blankets.
Order more blankets. Comfy girls.
You're looking for blankets.
Thank you, Kristen, Andi, Jaimen, Jason, Randy, Corey, and get well soon, Alex, and Sweet Up. Thanks.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, Pat.
It's weird without Corey here because he usually interrupts.
He can't contain himself now.
Yeah, which is fine. I dig it.
I'll tell you, I'm so sad that Corey's not here because we love listening to him on here too.
All right, well, that part's getting cut.
Exactly. First thing.
If this was video, you would just cut to a picture of him with like glasses on that make it look like he's awake, but he's actually asleep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, are you there, Corey?
Oh, shoot.
You sound a little far away, but you're there. Ah, okay.
You're too late, Corey. You missed the best part.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's the best part. Thanks, Corey. No, but the part that's going to get edited out is what they're referring to, where they said you're the best part of their favorite part
I
to
said
listen
I was
to.
so bummed that you weren't here, and I was like, come on, like, that was like, we love listening to him. And they're like, oh, hell no, he ain't going to know that.
Yeah, now I got to edit it out twice. Damn it.
I'll just keep saying it like subliminal messaging in the back.
I don't know what happened.